All right, everyone. Happy Friday. Thank you for hopping on here. We got a good webinar here for you. A lot of interaction ahead. We'd like to welcome our new partner, preferred partner here, Advantage Innovations. And we have Tom here who's going to kind of take it away, and then Kelly who's going to run the questions and answers. So if you want to ask your question, type your question, we'll save those for the end and then we'll run through them. I know Tom's mission for this one is just kind of introducing them as our new preferred partner and putting a face to a name and kind of going over what you'll see in Vegas as well. So Tom, go ahead, take it away.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for jumping on the call. Advantage Innovations is based out of Knoxville, Tennessee, as Kelly said before. The company's been in business for 13 years. We have 25 locations throughout the United States, and locations mean that's where our installers are based out of. We have 72 of our own in-house installers. They work for us as 1099 employees, as I'm a 1099 employee, for basically for tax purposes and for insurance purposes, so we're double insured. We try to use our own installers as much as possible. We do subcontract, but that's really on a limited basis because we're finding people we subcontract to are just as expensive as we may be. And also, too, if we do subcontract to other vendors, we are making sure those are all vetted. All our installers are our installers. We have a new building that we're moving into, and we're going to open up an installation academy. So while our installers are mostly 3M certified, all our installers are Advantage certified. So we do bring them in. We try to bring them once a year for advanced training, and also to make sure that they're following what our procedures are, protocol is, and understanding that getting clients and like yourselves is a tough, difficult task, to say the least. So we want to be respectful, professional, and on the job as we are when we're in the office. We have a group of project managers. Most of them are located in Knoxville, Tennessee. A couple are remote. Our project managers work with your project managers. One of the things that Kelly and I both want to do is we both want to be CC'd on every email, every project. So if there's an issue, there's a problem, and you can come to us just as well as our project managers. And you being the owners, sometimes it's better if you get a heads up before something's going wrong or something's going right, even on those rare occasions when everything in the job goes smooth. What we do is we do a lot of vinyl installation. We do pretty much anything as far as dealing with vinyl, wallpaper. We don't do electrical channel letters. We try to stay away from that. We do puck mounts. We do dimensional letters. So we do a variety of different things. Each project is individually estimated. So I ask whoever that we're dealing with, an estimate comes in, it would come forward to myself or Kelly. We'll deal with the estimating. We'll get that done. We'll get it back to you in a timely basis, which is usually less than 24 hours. The one thing that Kelly and I can really offer is one-on-one conversations. So sometimes the price structure may be out of what you're looking to see, and it may be coinciding with another part of your project, and we understand that. So we can help you work with your project and try to make it profitable for you, because if it's not profitable for you, it doesn't make any sense in doing it. If there's projects that come up, we will stay away from it if we can't do it. We're not going to lead you down a road where people have done in the past with me when I was on the print side, and go all the way, get down to the project, and you realize you can't do it, and it's something we can't handle. So we're very honest. We're very open as far as what we can do. We're very proud of what we can do. Advantage was, when I was on the print side, one of my vendors, and with the quality work and looking what their mission was, that they want to try to take it to be a nationwide company as it is now, they sort of made me an offer I couldn't refuse. So I left the printing business about 9 years ago and came over to Advantage about 5. So with that, it's pretty much that we do give site surveys. We charge for site surveys, but they're professionally done. They're not anything that's drawn out on a napkin or a back of an envelope. Everything's with pictures and sizes and dimensions that are proper and professional. We do follow up with completion photos. That is part of our procedure. Our project managers are involved daily. If the project's large enough, we ask to have daily or weekly calls just to keep everybody updated and just to keep everybody in the loop, make sure we're on the same page. We're not the type of people in this particular presentation. We're not going to show you photos, and hopefully you can go to the website and download some information and come and see us when we're in Vegas with you guys, and maybe go to the bar and have a few cocktails with you also. But that's pretty much what we are in a nutshell, without trying to run fast on a trade show floor and you got somebody else going next to. And if you have any questions and open up, I'll let my boss answer the questions because he makes me do the presentation. He does all the answers on the tough questions. So if you have anything, please let Kelly know, and I'm sure he'll be happy to answer them for you. Don't all jump at once.
Good job, Tom. You covered it all. So yeah, absolutely. If anyone has any questions, happy to help.
Kelly, do you have people in the Atlanta area?
My closest guys to Atlanta that are in-house come out of Knoxville or Birmingham, but we are in Atlanta pretty much weekly. I know we have somebody there today, or yeah, I think today he's there. So.
And you have people who do full wraps on curvy automobiles and stuff like that?
We don't. I actually just got off a call prior to this. We do not do vehicles. We'll do some spot graphics for you. Yeah, we don't do vehicles. We found that the only guy that makes money on vehicle wraps is the sales guy traditionally. So people want them to be perfect, and if you're not the guy in a region, that is the wrap god, that nobody's as good as you, then you can't really command the price that it needs to be, is what we've found. So
okay.
We've really tried to stay away from those, even though we are 3M preferred. We're like, to do it right, it takes a certain amount of time, and nobody really wants to pay for that. But
gotcha.
we don't do illuminated structural like pylons, channel letters, monuments, and we don't do vehicle wraps, but we do everything else in between.
So
Patrick, yeah.
Yeah. So in the case, when you say everything else in between, if we were to have a multi-location like ADA, architectural type signage,
Yep.
lobby signs, ADA signs, directionals, that kind of thing, that's something that you guys can help with.
Absolutely. That's our sweet spot, honestly, is large projects or multi-sites. Last year, at the beginning of last year, we finished up a 3,000, it was like 3,300 location rollout. And then we do, sometimes it's 5 locations. It's like, hey, we got a job in Atlanta, a job in St. Louis, LA, we're like, okay, yeah, we got it. So the way that we've approached the industry is there's a lot of companies in our position that are national companies, but they're just going out and hiring every sign company they can find that will, do the work, and they're just marking it up and, turning around and charging you whatever the markup is, right? So for us, we've really prided our, we're really proud of the fact that we use our own in-house installers. They're trained by us. We know these guys personally. So when we say jump, they say how high, right? And that, for you guys, that gives you a lot of control over those types of projects. So
Yeah. And then is there, like, I haven't been to your site yet, but do you have like a hot map that says this is where we use our local, or this is where we have people? I mean, I suppose we could figure it out how many offices did you say you had?
25, and Tom can actually, if you want to shoot over your email address, Tom can send you that list as well. And but we can be to most major metro areas within about 3 to 4 hours of travel.
Thank you.
Yeah, Pat.
Hey, Sheree, can you just get that list and send it to everyone on the call? Is that easier?
Yep, I can do that.
Excellent.
I've got a question there, if you don't mind. I kind of got on the intro there late, so I apologize for that. Do you have limitations as far as working height for exterior vinyl or something like that?
Not really. We did an 18-story building down in Chattanooga. It was the old SunTrust building, and we actually can do solar control window film as well. And that was a solar window film project. But just like if we were doing, perforated vinyl or something, swing stage up and down the building, and moving it every couple of days, stuff like that. So we don't really have limitations. I mean, we'll rent lifts or swing stages or whatever it is that we need. The only limitations are kind of what I touched on earlier: channel letters, pylons, and monuments. We don't do those. We don't do vehicle wraps.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, Pat. I think you're muted, Pat.
Could I ask a quick question? Sorry, again, I didn't hear from the beginning. Any of your laborers are union or they're not union? Just because I'm from Chicago, there's always jobs that you have to be union to do.
Yeah, so there are a lot of jobs where there are union requirements, and those are some of the jobs that we do sub out because we don't have any union locations currently. So, but we do have some really good union partners. Actually, funny that you mentioned Chicago because I do not have anybody there right now. The last guy that I had actually went on to something else. So, so if you know any good union people, send them my way.
Yeah, we actually do a lot of in-house install. We're certified for the top brands for the vinyl, and we actually do channel letter monument ourselves, bricks, but I do have a job I'm bidding right now. And for other states, we've been doing some of those work, and a lot of sign work shops been very helpful. But if, up to the job scale, right? If some really big jobs. So it's good to know that you guys can offer those. So.
Yep. Yeah, no, we're happy to help in any way we can. And like Tom touched on earlier, if it's something we know we can't do, we know we can't help you with, we're going to tell you right away so that you're not wasting your time. And if we have a recommendation, we'll always share those as well. So, Pat, you had a question, right?
Yeah, could we maybe see a sample or two of the way you guys do site surveys? We'd like to see what you present. That would be a really helpful thing for us. And you do have a location, you do have somebody or a location in St. Louis, is that correct?
We do, yeah.
Okay.
One of our very close partners, but I mean, he's a trusted partner, but he's actually been to our location for training.
Okay.
So he's not an in-house guy, but he's very close to being an in-house guy.
Okay.
So,
all right, thank you.
Solomon, you asked about site surveys and whether or not we charge for those. We do charge for site surveys, and it just depends on what all it is. Sometimes it's just a simple window survey. Sometimes it's, 3-story building that we're surveying every floor. But we'd be happy to look at those as they come up. I can actually, I think I have a survey example here that I could share with you all. Maybe not. Let me
while he's sharing, since I'll be sending lists to people after this call, Greg, I don't have your last name, and so I don't know which Greg you are. Someone's logged in as iPhone. If everyone with a first name only wants to just message me your last name, I'll know which one to send this information to.
Are you all able to see this PDF of the Michaels store?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. So this is pretty standard. This is, we did put this into a nice format. This was at a certain customer's request. But as I scroll through this, you can see the various, we put the measurements on the photos. That way you're not looking at a napkin, trying to compare it to a photo. You can actually see what it is that, you go, oh, this window is actually this size, and you know what you're looking at. This one was primarily windows, right? And I believe, we have this classroom graphic area, and we have some others that we can share with you, but this is pretty standard of how you would get it. We don't usually put them in a PDF format, but it is something that we can do if you want, and you put your logo on it, all kinds of stuff. So, but it just depends on what you're looking for. Most people usually just want these pictures with the measurements on them. That's pretty standard. And then we'll put little text boxes on here, like, calling out, hey, this is a textured wall, or, different things that we might notice on site. So, And Jan asked if we take care of permitting. Yes, we will take care of permitting. There are certain locations, especially Florida and California, and funny enough, West Virginia, of all places, where you have to have quite a few licenses and different certifications for certain permits. But for the most part, we can take care of most permits. So. Anyone have any other questions?
Yes, so if I understood, I mean, the part, it's from just jumping on your website real quick, you guys actually do produce items as well, or, I mean, can you kind of go through that, or is this just installation?
Just installation. We do occasionally get production requests. Most of them we turn down unless we know somebody that is a really good partner. You know, usually we're already working with printers or sign shops that they can produce certain items, and we'll grab them. You know, like, hey, you want this work? You know, we you know, so we can get things produced, but it's not our sweet spot. Our customers are sign shops and printing companies and occasionally marketers.
So how would you say you deal with this scenario where, you know, someone makes a mistake, because it could be one of two. I just saw your survey, and if someone, you know, flipped some numbers and then we send you everything and it's wrong, then what? You know, those kind of, or vice versa. If I just had one where we were outsourcing, we're doing something for a fast signs out in the West Coast for a project here, and they sent us something, and the installer called me from the site and said, you know, these windows are 142 inches wide and the graphics are 140 inches wide. And I was like, well, shit. The first thing I did was check my my documentation to them, because they made it and sent it. And I was like, okay, I didn't do it wrong. But I mean, how do you handle that kind of stuff?
So if it's ever something that, you know, like we did the survey and we messed up, we flipped two numbers and it was, we put 36 and it's supposed to be 63 or whatever it is, right? We pay for reprints and shipping, even expedited shipping if that's what's needed to get the job done on time. We ask that you don't charge us retail. You know, I mean, you know, charge $25 a square to your client, maybe not us so much. You know, you still need to make something on it. You're still putting it through your shop, you know, but you know, try to, you know, we're looking at to be a good partner. We like to have good partners working with us too, right? So, but we always pay for reprints every single time if it's on us. And then if it's something that, you know, we get there and let's say we're charging $1,000 for a job and a few of the windows are the wrong size, we'd only charge a remobilization fee. We wouldn't charge for the whole job again. You know, I know I've heard that horror story way too many times. It's like, you don't charge twice for the same work. I mean, you have to charge again to get back to the site, but you know, that's a smaller fee, not your full charge again. That's just ridiculous.
Thank you.
Jim asked how we price for installs, if it's hourly by the job. Very much by the job. You know, it's a combination of square footage on, you know, vinyl or traditional paste up wallpaper, and then if it's signs, it's, you know, like a per sign price, and that varies based on sign type and the size of the sign. And then of course discounts apply to large volumes, you know, whether it's, you know, a few hundred sites, you get some discounts there, or if it's a really large project, you know, several hundred ADA signs, things like that. Are there any questions? I'm just looking through the notes. Are there any questions we did not answer for you all? Tom, did I leave anything out?
Nope.
What are the turnaround times right now? We're talking weeks or months?
As far as scheduling? Yeah, scheduling, we try to have you a date within 3 days from the time that you give us a purchase order. We try to give you a date within 3 days. And usually we're scheduling about a week, maybe 2 weeks out, depending on the area. So, but a lot of times also there, we're used to the rush jobs, that where people are like, hey, we forgot about this job. And, your customer's calling you and be like, oh, we really need to have this. And they forgot to let you know, 6 weeks ago when they should have. And now you're trying to rush it through your shop to get it up in time for their grand opening or some event or whatever. We can help you with those. So, Scott, we will install floor graphics. We do not do vehicle wraps though. Not our sweet spot for sure.
I got a project I'd like you guys to take a look at. How do we go about making that happen?
Just send them over to Tom, and he'll get you a quote put together pretty quickly. And we try to turn quotes within 24 hours, sometimes up to 48 if it's a little more involved. But typically our target for our estimating department is 24 hours.
Yeah, I put my my email up on the meeting chat, and then hopefully as a follow up when we send out we'll send out a little more a PDF. Happy recap to everybody, and that'll have my email address on it as well. But it's TC at Advantage Innovations. It's pretty simple. T is in Tom, C is in Cochran. Advantage Innovations with an S.